Today I just wanted to tell you about our schools in India and what is our idea is about those schools. It's better to understand why we took this measure. It was felt by so many Sahajogis that in the West there is no proper atmosphere for children and they should go to India. And in the beginning, I must say in the beginning when the children came, they were very funny and very troublesome to the teachers. They didn't have proper respect, proper understanding. And very bad manners also. Of course, Guido had worked very hard on them, but as soon as they went to India, they found the teachers were rather very mild with them and kind to them. So they started really torturing the teachers. And so 1 month, they were so fed up they wanted to give up. Now you have to talk to your children and tell them that your worth is much more. You are not going to waste your life. You are Sahajogis. You are born for a special cause. As our life was wasted because we didn't have proper guidance, we do not want your life to be wasted in these horrible atmosphere and conditions. And that you have to be something very, very special and great. Alright? The children must understand that you are all Sahajogis and you all have to be something very special. Alright? So you have to learn everything with care. Another thing we found out that the children from the West do not have much appetite for studying or learning. Very surprised compared to Indian children. But Indian children just the other way around. They want to study. They don't want to waste their time. They'll play for a while, then again they must come to studies and they want to show that they have learned something. The other way around we found with the children in the West, they are more playful, they want to play. Very surprising. I used to think they would be much more with the studies, as the life in the West is much more sort of active. So all this was rather a surprise to us. So now you have to make your children study. They must understand that if they are just vagabonds, who just waste their life on the streets, what is going to happen in the future? They'll be useless for Sahaja. And whatever mistakes were committed by the group before the parents, like they became hippies, they became drunkards, they did this and that, all this should be avoided. Thirdly, some children went to American schools and things like that, also English and other schools. And we found them extremely funny, very violent, beating each other, and had also very funny complications. We had to send away one child to Belgium. It was absolutely incorrigible. They were behaving like grown-up women, grown-up men in a very funny manner. So I think we must understand the danger these children are facing. And that's how we started this idea of a school in India, which of course is going to work out in a way that we have to create very dynamic children, very dynamic, sturdy, healthy children. Now the children who came also didn't have very sturdy body, very delicate body, perhaps because people eat here from the tins and all those things, that may be that very delicate body. Very surprisingly, they couldn't walk for more than 1 furlong. While I can't understand why can't they walk when they eat so well, they live so well. Because I think too much of pampering, maybe, I don't know, whatever it is. So I started a good scheme that they go to a river to have a swim and then walk back. Now the children have become stronger, become healthier, because what we found, they were liverish, very thin, and had no strength, and used to be very tired easily. Perhaps they were thinking too much, or I don't know what was it. So this was also reported about them. So now we have to understand that if you have to make our children something special, and if you really care for them, and if you really love them, then you must take a new perspective about them and understand that we are not going to waste our children just pampering them and loving them and keeping them with us. Another thing is the way that here children always say that I want this, I want that. It's never encouraged in India. Whatever is cooked for the whole family, they have to eat. Because such an attention is wasted. Then they become very obstinate if you don't give them at that time. Started also there. They wanted to have Western food. Now Western food is in India, it's very expensive. Apart from that, it's all in tins. They wouldn't take the fresh food. Gradually, we had to bring them round that you must eat fresh food. If they don't take fresh food, how can they have a healthy life? Because very artificial, the preservatives and all that. So, also that they should not grudge Indian food if they have to go to India. Supposing they come to Italy, they have to eat Italian food. If they go to India, they have to eat Indian food. Of course, it would be nourishing, good and healthy. But children should not be interfered with much with the parents. They are spoiled. You spoil them. Chances of improvement. I don't know about the Western schools, but in Indian schools, wherever you are, in a hostel or anywhere, parents are not at all allowed to interfere. At all. Nothing. They are kept out. You can see the children, meet them, and children, if they complain, they say, all right, you take away your child. We have nothing to do. Because you are Sahaja Yogi, you are close to us and all that, but it doesn't behove for parents to go on complaining about anything that is happening in the school. Everybody is alert and working it out. Because now I am starting a bigger one, a middle school. That's why I am putting this before you. That it is for the benevolence of the children, you have to have faith in people who are doing it. It is also to make them dynamic, great people, great orators, people of learning. I mean, I see children here don't read much. They don't like to study. The first thing they said to me, Mother, we don't want to study. And the last thing they said, Mother, we don't want to appear for an exam. I mean, I cannot imagine, because that was never done in India. On the contrary, the parents will threaten, if you do like this, we take you away from the school. If you behave like this, we'll not allow you to go to school. So it's a big threat on children. So the attitude of the children has to be changed by talking to them. That you have to tell them that you have to be great, you have to read, you have to understand life, and you have to do the work of Sahaja Yoga. You have to equip them. Otherwise, if you do not equip them, they will again go into the imbalances, as so many have gone and are lost, are recluses. Some of them did come to Sahaja Yoga, so they are saved. But you know how many are lost, generations after generation. So we want to give our children that solid background, that solid foundation, because we love them and we care for them. They are born realized children, and to us they are very precious. So parents should leave it into the hands of people who are trying to organize it and work it out. Otherwise, if they give up, I don't know what will I do. It's not proper to interfere with them. Let them do it, and then let them look after. And also must know that we should see from the progress of the children. The children who came to India, didn't know much to write, much to calculate, no mathematics, nothing. Now, within this short time, they can write well, they can write Hindi also, they can read well, and also they know mathematics. So you are not going to give democracy to little children. No. That is a wrong idea. That has ruined your children. And don't ruin now your children by giving them democracy at a time when they are not mature. Children have to mature enough to understand what is freedom is. Because I think here the parents want to escape the child. They don't want to face the child. And that's why they say, do what you like. Bring them lots of toys, put them with the toys, finished. Don't face them. Don't talk to them, don't educate them, don't take any responsibility. You like this cloth, all right, have it. Then ego builds up. And the sense of collectivity becomes much less. All the time we find the children were hitting each other. And we couldn't understand why are they hitting. Or pulling somebody's hair, not paying attention. I was very surprised. So I think it's the atmosphere, the inherent problems of the West, perhaps, are doing all these things, and the children are not developing the way they should develop. Now, these are precious children, and so we have spent all the money, taken all the time and so much of labor just to get these children there to educate them. But if supposing you do not want to send your child, then you don't send the child. It will be much better. We are not in any way anxious to have your children. It has of no value to us. But if it is value to you, then you have to abide by the laws and of the school of proper parents. But if you don't want to send your child, we have nothing to say. But then we are not responsible. We are not responsible for your children, how they behave, how rude they are, what they have got it. So that's not our lookout. This is very, very important for us to understand. If you all understand that, we can manage. Also about the fees, when you are talking, the fees is too much. But for smaller children, it looks the school fees is too much, of course, because they don't consume so much. But in the beginning, they said there were only 10 children, and they had to build the whole of the building and everything, and all the things to be brought, whatever it is. Then they removed. There were more children, and now he was telling me that he'll be now saving money out of it to build up for the higher classes, because for higher classes you need laboratories and you need all those things. So the first thing you must understand, it is your school. It is only made for you people, and it is going to work out for you people. And nothing has been done by you as such, as is done by those who are working it out. So instead of feeling gratitude for them, if you start grudging and finding faults with them, they will give up. So it is important that you should understand that it is for the good of the children that are our children, and we have to give them their due. And they will thank you for that. But supposing out of your love you spoil your children, tomorrow they will come back and say, why did you spoil us? What business you had to spoil our children like this? You see, you'll see the relative difference will be so much. Now, widow has seen how much they have grown in India suddenly, how wise they have grown, how sensible they have become, how responsible they have become. So there's a way of looking after the children. In the West, even the teachers are fed up, absolutely, of the children, because children are pampered by parents and the children are extremely rude, so they also don't pay any attention. So first thing is character building, proper value system, and then secondly is the dynamism. All this will come once they are settled in Sahaja. All of you should give your ideas. Write to us what you want. Not about particular child, but in general, whatever ideas you have, if you send, they will go through it and see it. But I personally think that the Western education nowadays is absolutely destructive for children. They have no satisfaction. That's why they don't study. They have no involvement. So I had to tell you sometimes to you, I think this is the best time I could tell you that this is the position of the schools in India. We've got a beautiful school now built up, and it will be starting next year. But this has to be told not as a sort of, I didn't want to send a notice to you all, but just to be told as a mother that you must understand what is good for your children. And you should not be selfish. Should not be selfish about them to ruin their lives. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you.